Currently, this was regulated self-driving. Empower your vehicle to bring in cash for you when you AR utilizing it's actually open. And afterwards, Section 3. It truly was this epic tale about how to take the world to go practical energy. They didn't say what parts would be Tesla's obligations yet. They just referenced these large monster numbers to arrive. You want 30 terawatts of environmentally friendly power, 240 terawatt long stretches of energy stockpiling, around 112 tat hours for electric transportation. The equilibrium for the Saint fixed energy capacity. The impact end-all strategy section 3 is to dispose of F-fuel petroleum derivatives, incorporates the accompanying and afterward 21%. So this is very conventional as far as like what the world requirements. So presently, they will truly do section 4. What's your remarks about these initial threes? Definitely. I mean, these will be these groundbreaking strategies. They impact the world. I mean, they're the first is truly, introducing the new type of transportation. It'll take time. Yet you realize the Armada will switch over completely to electric. It's an improved arrangement, and afterward on the second one, you realize no doubt it's a ton of the work is finished or continuous. I would agree that there's then again other vehicle sections. You realize they must be finished up. The van, the more reasonable section shows there's actually sections that need, yet they're in process. It's working out, and you realize this third and fourth one they're truly integrated in many regards on the grounds that, and even pieces of the second one on the grounds that to have full independence, you will have to influence these gigantic server farms, and you will require substitute, types of energy you will have to tackle. Energy issues, connected with warming and cooling today that require more energy today that should be possible more effective lie. And afterward, and consider the possibility that you take a gander at what we think you realize. Groundbreaking strategy 4 can associate with it, tends to associate with, you know, essentially, the commotion or change in the way to deal with work through humanoids. And it's you take a gander at these. I think Elon makes these arrangements leading. I believe it's great to assuming you're a trailblazer, assuming you're driving a significant association to place these huge goals before individuals. It assists with enlisting it assists with association and arrangement of objectives and targets. You realize organizations meet up typically on a yearly premise and assembled their objectives and goals. And they ought to be adjusted to the all-inclusive strategies. Thus this is, and most organizations, a few organizations do 5-year designs. Some do 2 to, 3-year plans, and afterward there's, miniature plans within every year for objectives yet to have a 10-year plan. I believe is something to be thankful for. I think it persuades Elon too. Like for this reason I'm here. You realize 50. I believe it's 52 or 53 and I'm this old. And you understand how I will do the following 10 years will be pointed and adjusted towards these targets. I will employ individuals. I will change associations. Everything's adjusted to these to accomplishing these targets. So I like the peel. I like the way that they're coordinated. Thusly, I believe it's useful. I believe it's useful in any event. For financial backers, too, to comprehend on the off chance that your money management on a drawn-out skyline. What is he thinking? What does he need to assemble? And assuming that you see, as a portion of the local area have begun to, put gauges behind these, including Elon himself. That every last one of these different things to see about these plans is they go from many billions as far as market cap to quaver to $1 trillion, perhaps in the subsequent one. And afterward, you have numerous trillions, and afterward, you're discussing, decatrillions. These plans get increasingly big as far as article goals. And I know a portion of the pundits are bringing up well on the off chance that you see, 25 trillion, that is the gross domestic product of, you realize, a portion of the the world or these significant nations. And again, I believe they're thinking in flow terms. And futurists can think, on longer time skylines, yet in addition, comprehend like what's that execution way to arrive. And assuming you check out and you follow what Elon does, he is pretty much about execution now. I need to address the booking and the time span piece of it since he's changed over his vocation as far as how he's moved toward these things, I think, in the sort of the 2015.
So we should simply begin first with the inquiry that everyone's As of now, posing, however, I think it is untimely. Are we in a man made consciousness bubble with regards to the monetary business sectors? Right? Presently, look, as I would see it, and seeing tech over the course of the 10 years, very much like you have, I view this not as hyper and air pocket. And the explanation I say that the genuine use cases, the real development that will emerge from the endeavor and on the shopper, it's basically a fourth modern transformation working out. So I'm not expressing that there's certain stocks that they could overshoot in the close to term. Yet this isn't publicity. I accept this is a groundbreaking development that we haven't seen starting around 1995. And it's fascinating, Ray's 95. I've said a lot of the very myself that we're in. We've recently sort of gone through, albeit not completely, the framework period of this build out. And we're entering the execution stage. And when you return to 1995, that AOL and Netscape and Yippee were coming out, we hadn't even be started to contact the outer layer of different organizations that came to profit from the build out of the Web Foundation. Look, and you being right around a market history specialist somewhat, I believe it's an extraordinary correlation in light of the fact that the foundation presently clearly being driven by guardian of computer-based intelligence. Jens and NVIDIA Microsoft, the hyperscale players, Amazon Google, that is beginning since now the utilization case. I'll call them the second, third, fourth subordinates of simulated intelligence, across programming, across framework, digital protection. In the event that somebody let you know Dell was an artificial intelligence. Spot a half year prior, you said, look, Get had a decent Friday night. So the fact of the matter is that it shows what's going on now. These are genuine use cases. And we invested a ton of our energy in Asia and conversing with clients. And I think this is something it's beginning terms of the simulated intelligence. Upheaval Wedbush protections. Dan Ives is an examiner known for his bullish assessment on tech and simulated intelligence stocks. And he's one of only a handful of exceptional experts that are very bullish on what man-made reasoning will get. The future, as a large number of the organizations he covers, are viewed as man-made intelligence organizations in a new note to financial backers. ES uncovered his Hash1 computer-based intelligence stock to purchase at the present time. And you probably won't be shocked to hear that it's Polena, an organization that he has been on for some time, currently saying that it'll have its NVIDIA second soon. So how about we get into all that Dan IES needed to say about Palenti stock and discuss whether the stock is a purchase now in the midst of worries from the two examiners and financial backers over its valuation. Yet before we get into the present video, to stay aware of Palenti's most recent updates and stay aware of the Securities Exchange's most recent news, you can follow our Twitter account. We post on various occasions, day to day, about the greatest changes and impetuses on the lookout. So click the follow button. If you would rather not miss the freshest market, refreshes now, are the main open doors in the Glorious 7. As of now, or as you watch out across execution, do you see organizations, whether it's in speedy help cafes, whether it's in, any industry that would profit from some kind of improvement of effectiveness and efficiency, that those organizations will see their benefits or net revenues extend in light of the fact that they embrace the devices that are being created by the others? Definitely, I believe you're seeing that like as an upward as far as cheap food, a few pieces of retail yet. I converse with, call 5075 ventures, like clockwork. The utilization cases are there. Now, as far as monetary administration's government look, what's happened, medical services clinics. So as this all plays out, you have programming names like Mongod, DB Palante level. And I think where you will see, even on the semi side, okay, it's been